Okay, so as far as that 23andMe DNA test that my husband, who was adopted, took or whatever, we ended up finding out who the biological, like, a father's a hard term. Sperm donor, right? Didn't really know he had a kid. Anyways, the call ended up being his mom. She found out because I may or may not have reached out to the guy's kids and I was like, hey, he's ghosting us, but like maybe he didn't see it, even though like we were pretty sure he saw it. Anyways, really freaky stuff. My husband has the same birthday as him. They both married in Alyssa. And he now has like a bunch of biological siblings. I think 3 on that side. Anyways, it's just interesting. More or less, we like knowing about genetics. We we literally sat on the phone, probably talked to that woman for like an hour. We actually like FaceTimed. It was really interesting. Also, fun fact and kind of freaky, the paternal grandmother and the maternal grandmother, biologically speaking, both of them live in the same state. So like where these guys were in college when this occurred, when they conceived. Anyways, super freaky. But now we kind of want to go and take a trip out there. Like obviously not stay with them or anything. But my husband was like, oh, I'll just go golf there. And then maybe we'll take a trip. And then if we end up like getting things to align, we can like meet them once, you know. It's such a weird and unusual thing. But I don't know. My husband was so giddy. It was worth seeing that. That was cool. But anyways, yeah, no, super interesting. But like the guy hasn't like spoke to us. Like the dad's a hard term. The donor, like he didn't even know. He didn't even know. He had like no idea for 27 years that he had a son. I mean, maybe he kind of knew. I mean, like he probably knew like, oh, it was a possibility, but I had no idea. So this is like totally, it's hard because he is just now processing something like he probably found out around July, August. Whereas like my husband, who was adopted, has known since forever. So my husband's like 27. So he's had probably like 27 years to like process the news and has always like known kind of like, oh, if this ever came to my table, I'm sure it's like crossed his mind. Like, what would you do? What would you say? Anyways, very interesting. But yeah, that's all we got so far. We found out, she was telling us like family stories. We got like pictures of like the paternal, like what would have been my husband's like paternal grandpa biologically. He's now deceased, but like they look a lot alike. The only thing is my husband definitely got the maternal side for like height because all these guys are like 6 foot minimum. And my husband's like not even like maybe 5'10". So it's funny. He got like his mom's height. I think like the biological mother egg donor. It's so weird. Like, I don't know. I feel like you have to be deserving of these titles. But anyways, the woman, she is like 5 foot nothing. And I swear that's like where he got it. But he also looks like she has children. So on that side, he looks like a lot like them too. It's so weird. It's like this even mixture. But like apparently the one of my husband's half siblings on the father's side ended up making a comment. And he was like, why does he look more like my dad than I do? I was like, well, you could have just got your mom's genes, but that's like sad. Like he was like complaining about it, but I think it was more of like a joke. Maybe it was lighthearted. I don't know. I wasn't there when he complained about it, but like we haven't talked to him. Like they haven't talked to us. I think their father told him to probably drop it, probably because like he thinks we're harassing them. But it's just like we just want someone to respond and acknowledge that they know. And this guy refused to even give us like a response. So, but I'm sure he's just processing. Like I said, I was like, my husband's had 20 plus years to process all of this, whereas this guy's had like 2 months. So, anyways, that's the last update I got so far.